Welcome to True Crime Stories, a place where real cases are carefully reconstructed through immersive storytelling. Here, we explore true events that once made headlines, cases that left questions unanswered and changed lives forever. Every story you hear on this channel is based on real investigations and documented facts. However, the people you see on screen are not the actual individuals involved. They are actors and visual recreations created to help illustrate the events in a respectful and cinematic way. Our goal is not sensationalism. It is to understand, to reflect, and to tell these stories with care. So dim the lights, take a deep breath, and get ready for sleep on 14 March 2019 at 8:42 a.m. Adam L. Mansouri stood across from 1 Bank Street in Canary Wharf, London, pretending to check his phone while watching armored vehicles reverse into the underground loading bay of a private bullion storage facility operated by Brinks. It was cold, the kind of damp London cold that seeps into your sleeves. Adam liked cold weather. Cold slowed people down. He had not chosen the date randomly. March was the end of the financial quarter. That meant gold movements increased. Institutional clients adjusted allocations. Bars moved between London, Zurich, and New York. Paperwork multiplied. Oversight stretched thin. The target was not the Bank of England vault itself. It was a scheduled transfer on 22 March 2019. According to internal transport documentation Adam had obtained months earlier through a compromised logistics contractor in Rotterdam, 3,200 kilograms of gold bullion were scheduled to be transferred from a private vault in London to John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York via Heathrow. Estimated value at the time, approximately 110 pounds million. Adam had once worked in commodity shipping between Tangier, Medport in Morocco, and Antwerp in Belgium. He understood ports, manifests, customs codes. More importantly, he understood that gold rarely travels alone. It moves inside sealed containers classified under generic precious metal cargo. Between 2 February 2019 and 10 March 2019, Adam and his small team prepared. On 2 February in Antwerp, Layla Haddad accessed archived transport templates used for high-value cargo within the EU. She had previously worked in compliance for a European freight company before being dismissed after reporting irregular billing practices. She knew the language of official documents, the tone, the codes, the formatting. On 18 February, in Birmingham, UK, a former vehicle engineer named Tomas Illich completed modifications on a retired armored truck purchased legally at auction. The vehicle was stripped and rebuilt to mirror the active fleet used by the contracted security company responsible for the 22 March shipment. On 5 March, in Rotterdam, Adam secured a shipping container under a shell corporation registered in Cyprus. The container was pre-cleared for export through the port of Felixstowe, officially declared as carrying industrial machine components bound for Dubai's Jebel Ali port. Everything aligned with dates 2019. At 11:15 p.m., Adam received confirmation the gold transfer from Canary Wharf to Heathrow was locked for departure at 3:10 a.m. On 22 March, he slept 4 hours. At 2:55 a.m. on 22 March 2019, 3 armored trucks departed the underground loading bay in Canary Wharf. CCTV later confirmed their timestamps. At 3:18 a.m. near the Limehouse Link Tunnel, the third truck received a radio instruction rerouting it due to a temporary M4 traffic closure, directing it instead toward the A13 corridor before reconnecting toward Heathrow. The instruction was legitimate in format. It carried updated routing authorization. It was forged by Layla on 16 March at 3:26 a.m. The rerouted truck entered a secured warehouse in Barking, East London, a warehouse leased since December 2018 under a logistics startup that existed only on paper. Inside, the drivers were restrained without serious injury. Their communications were looped with pre-recorded signals that would show normal transit status until 3:41 a.m. Time window: 15 minutes. The gold pallets, 258 standard London good delivery bars per pallet, were transferred to Tomas's modified vehicle. In their place, tungsten bars plated with gold, matching weight and dimensions precisely, were loaded into the original truck. At 3:40 a.m., the original truck exited the warehouse and resumed its route. At 4:32 a.m., it arrived at Heathrow's secure cargo terminal. Initial checks passed. Weight verification matched documentation. Visual inspection showed no irregularity. At 9:50 a.m., the cargo was airborne, departing Heathrow on a scheduled freight flight to New York. Meanwhile, at 5:15 a.m., Adam's truck was already heading north on the M11 toward Cambridge before diverting east toward Felixstowe. At 11:20 a.m. on 22 March 2019, the container holding 3,200 kilograms of stolen gold was loaded onto a cargo vessel departing Felixstowe for Jebel Ali. The paperwork declared machine parts. Customs inspection flagged nothing unusual. On 23 March 2019, at 14:10 local time in New York, upon arrival at JFK, a deeper density scan was performed as part of random secondary verification. Tungsten does not react exactly like gold under advanced ultrasonic testing. By 16:45 that afternoon, discrepancies were confirmed. By 18, U.S. authorities contacted their British counterparts. On 24 March 2019, the Financial Times reported a significant bullion irregularity involving a London to New York shipment. The story escalated globally. On 25 March, Adam was already in Dubai. On 29 March 2019, the cargo vessel docked at Jebel Ali port. The container cleared customs on 30 March under routine documentation. Between 2 April and 18 April 2019, inside a refinery facility in Sharjah Industrial Area 5, the stolen gold bars were melted. Serial numbers disappeared in liquid metal, heated above 1,000 degrees Celsius. The gold was recast into smaller 1 kilogram bars and granules. By 30 April 2019, the gold had been redistributed through private buyers in Istanbul's Grand Bazaar, Mumbai's Zaveri Bazaar, and private vault clients in Singapore. Once melted, the gold's history was erased, but investigations intensified. On 7 May 2019, Metropolitan Police released CCTV stills of the Barking Warehouse District. On 12 June 2019, Belgian authorities detained an associate linked to document authentication irregularities in Antwerp. On 3 September 2019, Thomas Illich was arrested near Manchester after surveillance connected him to the modified armored vehicle. Under pressure, Thomas cooperated. On 14 October 2019, Interpol issued a red notice for Adam El Mansouri. By then, Adam had left Dubai. He crossed into Malaysia on 2 October, then into southern Thailand by 18 October 2019 using forged identification. Gold prices rose throughout 2020 during global economic uncertainty. On 6 August 2020, gold reached record highs above $2,000 per ounce. Adam watched the charts from a rented apartment overlooking the Andaman Sea. The gold he had stolen in March 2019, once valued at 110 pounds million, would now be worth far more, but he could never touch it directly again. On 21 January 2021, Layla Haddad was arrested in Brussels following a financial audit triggered by unexplained cryptocurrency transfers linked to early March 2019 activity. She refused to testify. On 9 November 2022, after years of quiet tracking, authorities identified financial trails leading to shell companies connected to Adam's earlier shipping operations between Tangier and Rotterdam. By then, he had disappeared again. Somewhere between Bangkok, Kuala Lumpur, and Istanbul, Adam remained a ghost. The gold did not return. It existed now in wedding jewelry, investment bars, private safes, and central bank reserves indistinguishable from any other gold mined decades earlier.